What's up, Foos family? Welcome back to On the Table. Tonight, we have the 2017 World Multi-Table Singles Champion, Tomas Haas. Tomas, how are you today, good sir?
Hey, thanks for inviting me. I'm quite good. What about you?
Oh man, just loving life, man. Loving life. Still breathing, so it makes it a great day in my book. So,
That sounds great.
we're in drastic different time zones. You're in Germany. It's super early in the morning there. I really appreciate you being on the show, man. And I know the pains that I'm sure you're going through currently to be here. So I really appreciate that. So there's going to be some people out there that don't know who you are, which is beyond my comprehension. But tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Who are you? Where are you from?
Okay, yeah, as you said, my name is Thomas Haas. I'm from Germany. I'm 24 years old. I play table soccer probably since 2013, you should count. So my first tournament was late, like November 2012, but never have practiced or something before, so 2013. It's kind
Wow.
of started off, and yeah, I'm kind of addicted. You could say I'm probably one of the players who plays the most tournaments uh, on the world, and yeah,
That's
here
awesome, man.
we here we are.
2013. So, I mean, it only took you just a couple of years to win a world title, man. Congratulations. That's pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
it was actually 4.5 years, and it's crazy. It's probably not describable what happened there.
That's amazing, man. I mean, that's truly. That doesn't happen in foosball. Like, let's be realistic. That really doesn't happen in foosball. Most of the time, people come along, and best case scenario, it takes them 10 years. Something like that. I mean, outside of, the early 70s. Let's forget about the 70s. Um, but, I mean, that's crazy, man. What is your home table then? What's like your table of preference?
Okay, these are two different questions.
You're right. I apologize.
My my home table is the Leonhard, and my table of preference is the Tornado nowadays.
Oh, okay.
I actually do have both tables at home, and yeah, I started on Leonhard, and I have the most tournament experience on it. So I probably always play uh, the most solid foosball on Leonhard, but actually nowadays I practice only on Tornado. So yeah, I love it, and I love as well the tournaments in the US, and I definitely want to win the Tornado Worlds one day. So I think that's what you have to do if you want to be up there. You have to practice on that table because all the people who are out there and winning the titles already, they have a lot of time on the Tornado, so you have to do it as well.
Absolutely. Wow. Okay. Now, there's obviously two groups of people out there. There's the United States foosball, and then there's everyone else that the United States lumps into one giant group. It's not accurate, but they do it anyway. And we have viewers from both sides of that table, right? So there's obviously United States pretty much primarily plays on Tornado. The rest of the world plays on like 18,000 different tables. There's a ton of different talent on all these different tables. Who do you think, I guess, is the underdog story, the person that nobody's talking about, that's from like the middle of nowhere, that might be up and coming, that we should probably pay attention to in the years to come?
Actually, the Austrians do a pretty good job in like getting up their juniors. They do a pretty good job there. Um, Germany definitely has a lot of talented juniors, and we saw it already when Marvin Velasco won the World Doubles Champion with York Harms in 2017 as well in Hamburg, and Felix Droese is uh, one of the most successful players on all tables, and now lately Nico Wolgemuth is doing a pretty good job. So
I can
probably
maybe
the
pronounce one of
Austri
those names.
yeah, probably the Austrians and Germany is probably the best countries in the world in terms of junior football.
Okay, that's awesome. Because that doesn't, we don't have that junior base like you guys have over there. Foosball still played primarily in bars that people have to be 21 and stuff to get into here. So it's awesome to
Yep.
hear that people are doing that in other countries.
Yeah, we actually have that club system. Jim talks about it a lot, and it is pretty nice. Um, we kind of get started foosball in a professional way, so we don't need to grew up in bars, but we can learn foosball like from the scratch in a professional way.
That's awesome. And that's really, I think, important to the growth of foosball in its entirety. In
Yeah,
the
it is
U.S.,
super important.
it is, yeah. And in the U.S., I don't want to say foosball is dying because I don't believe that's the case, but it is growing so much faster overseas than it is here. And I think
Yeah, it's
it's
true.
because of those junior programs that you guys have. And if we had more stuff like that, I think we would do much better with our junior programs here. So hopefully,
Yeah.
I'm going to cross my fingers, hope somebody's watching this that's going to hook that up someday.
Yeah, but it's still a lot of work, and you need a lot of people doing some voluntary, put some voluntary work and time into it. Like I'm, for example, part of the German federation. Even like I'm part of the German youth federation. We have a separate like club. It's not real a club, but like we have the DTFJ, with is the German table soccer like youth community, and we have like camps for the juniors, and we get like 35 junior football players with like 10 um, trainers or adults who are like just like a summer camp, but for football, which is pretty nice. And I've been doing things like that since 2020, 2017 probably. So yeah,
Wow,
but you
that's really
need
cool.
a lot of people who are willing to put time in it. And in Germany, we have like a bigger regular basis of persons who are interested in making football bigger, and that makes it easier, I think, to organize all those stuff.
That's awesome. I mean, that's that's truly amazing. Um, I just wish we could do that here. That's all I'm saying. I just really wish that someday we can maybe have that here. Because I think foosball needs it here. You don't see a lot of young players that are not second generation players in the United States.
Yeah, that's true.
They're all second generation players, and I think that really hurts our tournaments a lot. But let's get a little bit back on track, so to speak. We have a match that we're gonna watch. It is 2019 World Championships.
Tornado World Championships, yeah.
Tornado World Championships. You are in the finals of pro singles, which is not a
Exactly.
small feat. And I know that you probably kind of look down upon that after being a world champion already.
No,
Multi-table
definitely
world
not.
champion.
No. It was actually my second appearance to the Tornado Worlds, and my first appearance was, let's say, not too good. And I practiced a lot in that year to the 2019 Tornado Worlds, um, and got a lot more confidence on the table. So I hope to do well, but I'd say my field was pretty tough. Like in the last 32, I had Kevin Romero,
Oh yeah.
I had Felix Dröse, my doubles partners from that weekend, last 16 or something. Then I had Dakota Diaz. I had those two people who we're seeing right now, Dennis Ori and Carlos Cespedes. So there are a lot of good players in the pro field, and you cannot do one mistake, because then from the losers bracket it's going to be a lot harder. So I had a good weekend. I played pretty solid foosball, and I'm super happy that I could actually win that title.
That's awesome. Um, I mean, you are one of the top players, obviously, in Europe, and that's why I was kind of saying, you look down upon of a pro event. However, the pro events are no joke in the United States. The pro player base is pretty solid. Um, I'm sure it's very different from the pro player base in the United States to the pro player base in Germany. Do you think there's like a massive gap in like skill, not necessarily talent, I guess, but like actual playing ability on the table?
I think there are just more pro level players in Europe. Like in the US, you have like 30 pro masters up there, I'd say, and then 50 pro players coming behind, but they're not quite there yet. But that's kind of it. And of those 50 pro players, you, if you want to win, you have to beat 30 of them, and 20 of them are a challenge where you definitely have to play your best match to win it. Um, so in Europe, we just have a lot more of those pro players.
Okay, that makes sense. Um, so, and that's a good thing, that pro players are kind of universal, so to speak. There's nothing too crazy different at that pro level, not that master level, but that just base pro level. So I say we jump into this match. Let's listen to what Jim Stevens obviously has to say.
Sure.
Because I always find it fun listening to his introductions.
And let's head over to table number one for our last match of a Friday night. It's the Pro Singles Final. Coming from the loser's side of the bracket out of Costa Rica, that is Carlos Cespedes Martinez. And representing Germany on the right side, Thomas Haas. He won the winner's bracket.
All right. Sorry, Jim, but we have to be able to talk. So, so right off the bat, obviously it looks like you misexecuted, hit the wall a little bit there. Do you have a game plan against Carlos coming right out the gate? You've already played him, right? You've played him once to get here, to get king seat.
Oh no, I hadn't played Carlos before. I played
really?
Dennis Ori for the
Dennis.
king seat.
Really? Okay.
But I've seen Carlos matches. So Carlos beat Felix for fourth or better, and I've seen Carlos win against Dennis for the finals. So I've seen him play some matches, and I was kind of happy to play Carlos because he's a goalie, and I'm a goalie as well. But most goalies struggle against me because I will most of the time get a good defense against them, and will most of the time be able to score better offensively than they are. So I actually enjoy playing goalies in singles. So that was kind of a good matchup for me, I think.
Well, I mean, it goes back to as far as Doug Furry as being, goalies that end up winning open events. I think that's actually kind of a standard thing. That I think really good goalies tend to do really, really well in singles for the most part.
Yeah, you have to be willing to put a lot of effort, which you could put into defense and scoring from the two bar. You have to be willing to put that effort in your forward game as well. But besides that, it's super important that you stick to your own game plan, because you'll never be a forward player. If you're a goalie, you're quite you're kind of limited in your offense. But you definitely have to stick to your plan and what you can do best, and that makes it so interesting. But yeah, for me in this matchup, I think I was um, kind of confident that I was the better forward than Carlos was, and I was able to play a same level of defense. So I had that advantage on my side, I think, and that's why I won the game.
Okay. So obviously, something just happened there in transition. It looked like Carlos bumped your 3-rod. And somehow the ref missed that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks like Jim
And
had to go back and review that? Is that what happened there?
yeah, I called it, and the ref went to Jim to see what happened, and it was Carlos touching my 3. But if you just go 10 seconds back, you're able to see it as well.
Okay. Cool. It just happened so fast in real time.
Yeah. But if you're actually trying to grab the ball, you'll definitely notice that your 3 ball is not on the spot where you were expecting it, and then it's not possible to grab the rod.
Sure. So, obviously, you guys are both goalies. Carlos is a goalie, you're a goalie. And
Yep.
the game kind of seems to be you're going to try and out-forward you're going to try and out-forward him, so to speak. Be a little bit more offensive.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm the kind of player who tries to score easy goals, and I'm kind of good at reading when my opponent is not 100% paying attention. Like with the last goal, the flippy.
Yep.
It's just when my opponent is not thinking that I would actually put something up in that right moment, that I'm quite fast at it. And what Carlos does is he's a goalie, and he's still passing 2-5 and 5-3 and trying to score from the 3 bar, which I think is, as a forward, and if you're the dominant player, is pretty good. But as a goalie, to take that advantage that you're shooting well from the back is something I cannot understand.
Sure.
I've won so many matches in singles because I was scoring well from the back, and especially when you're not a forward and not passing and scoring like a really high percentage, then it's really hard to win a match with a 2-5 system, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Unless you're putting the ball back in there, 2-5 is really not going to work if your 3-rod's not scoring at all. And Carlos does
Exactly,
have a pretty good 2-rod.
Yeah, he does.
So he's complete. I mean, he's kind of taken away his number one weapon against you.
That's what I think. So I kind of have a good 2-bar defense, and that is super important in singles.
Oh, yes.
And but still, I think it's a super important thing as a goalie. If you are not an super dominant for like what Tony does, and was Felix does, and what Fred always did. Like, if you're super dominant and passing 2-5, 5-3, scoring from the 3 bar consistent, then obviously it's a great choice. But if you're not that dominant in your forward position, I think scoring from the back is quite good.
Yeah. So I too am a goalie, and I don't do any 2-5. I just let that thing rip out of goal. So
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I'm not a big 2-5 guy. I think it gives too many opportunities for turnovers. Oh, that was nice of you. You called your own jar, and he still caught the ball.
Yeah. It was obvious.
Yep. So, yeah, I'm with you. I'm not a big 2-5 guy, but but Tony makes it look amazing. So,
Yeah, it depends on on your game style, I would say. But yeah, I think I explained enough what are the benefits of it and what is not good for it.
Absolutely. So you're up 4-2 in game number 1 here.
Yep.
You're scoring a pretty decent percentage. You're blocking really well.
Yep.
And to me, that's kind of the story of this game so far. Hasn't really been much in transition that you guys have been doing to each other. Nothing, too crazy. Sweet little bump kick, push kick, and then calls timeout.
Yeah, if he hits that
Sorry.
well, it's quite dangerous. But yeah, you probably have to take his long off consistently, and I think his short or his angled one with the outer man has a small read where you can before it happens. So you take off this, and then you have kind of 3 holes which he's shooting, and if you take off the long which he's shooting most, it's quite quite well. You're set up quite well against him.
Yeah, so you're playing the percentage game is what I like to call that. You're gonna get the percentage of the blocks because you're taking away what he's best at and what he's shooting the most.
But what I actually did, I scored one goal from the back, and I did one flippy on the 3-bar. I rattled one in, which he was scoring. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of the guy who's getting his balls from anywhere in the goal. Yeah. I'm good at keeping the crap out of my own goal. So if you every match or every game you shoot one from the back, and then you get one kind of free from anywhere, you just have to score 3, and that's definitely possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the game plan. You're intentionally playing scrappy. You're playing like a goalie plays.
I'm shooting from the back and grabbing the balls fast. I'm never too proud to fight for any ball. I'm never too proud to like shuffle around and try to get the balls who are flying through the table with stupid moves, and I think that's super important.
It is.
And in this game, it kind of
started. Now it just took a quick turn the other direction. So you're down 2-0, right?
Yeah,
you're
he
down
passed
2-0.
and scored with a pretty good shot, and then he blocked me and hit it in with the 5. But that didn't make me change my game plan, because from the first game, I was quite sure that he wouldn't be able to keep his scoring up. So give him 5 more balls on the 3-bar, and he will score not enough balls to win the game. That's in my opinion.
Sure.
So if he scores 3 out of 5, we will go to a third, but probably he will not. And till he gets 5 balls on the 3, I will probably have enough balls had to win the match.
Okay, and that's what I was going to ask. Like,
that's
are you
at
least
least
change
what
the plan?
I hoped.
Sure, and that's what I was going to ask. I was going to be like,
not.
hey, are you going to change the plan? No. There's no change in plan at 2-0. Just stick with the game plan. I like it. All right. Well, let's see. You've got the ball on your 5, so let's see what ends up happening here. Sweet brush up, man. That's a deep brush up. I like
that. There are two main passes I use. I used against Carlos, that super late ball coming from the wall, still lane pass.
There's your first one from goal.
Yeah, like I said, if you score 1 from the back and 1 anyhow, you'll end up winning the match. See, that was quite the same pass what Carlos did.
Yeah, he just did the same thing.
Yeah, it's a pretty good pass. See, and that's what I said. That was the outer man. If you see that before, then you'll probably be good.
Yep. Yeah, because it doesn't look exactly like the bump kick.
Yeah.
All right.
See,
all right. You tried to get a little quick there, and then you calmed it down. Awesome.
Yeah, when I have position.
And there's the push kick pass. Yep.
Yep.
All right. I'm not. Did that cut middle? You go middle there?
No, I went around.
Okay. It flickered on my screen right when it happened, and then there's the pickup shot.
See, if you do 1 from the back and 1 pickup shot, you just have like 3 more.
2 more now. You're up.
Yeah.
You've gone on a 3 straight run after he was up 2-0.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm quite a fast player on the table. I'm quite good at grabbing the balls and stuff. So
transition play, absolutely.
Yeah, that's super important.
Yes, I agree. I think transition is one of the most important things of the game for singles that a lot of people don't work on well, in my opinion. They don't really work on that aspect of their game. There are some people who are not willing to do it, and I don't understand it. Yeah, I agree.
There are just some people who could do it, but they just don't want to try to grab the balls fast. They just go with their decisions, and that's kind of a lost point in some ways, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Ooh, okay.
yeah,
He went with the
yeah.
short one that time. You played the percentage game. You played the percentage game.
It went a bit cut back. I took away the long, and that was fun. See,
And there
that
was.
the fastest second man again. Yeah, and this I scored 2 from the back, so
So you only need 2 in total from your 3-rod. Absolutely. Yep. Are you wearing Blake Robertson's jersey? You are, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Yeah, we switched jerseys in Murcia.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's like a thing. People don't realize it, but that's like a thing.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty cool.
It is
for international football to just get like switching jerseys and me playing with his jersey, him playing with mine. It just shows like Todd also often wears the Germany jacket. It's not mine, but he probably got it from Torino 215. That's where when we had it. So yeah, it's kind of cool to just with your friends from all over the world. Even though if you're playing against each other, you're still friends and you're still kind of in the same boat, and everyone loves foosball. And yeah, I think it's cool. It's cool to do those things, and it's a great jersey.
Yeah, it is. It's super cool. I think that's really neat that you guys did that, and that's been going on for a while now. People have been trading jerseys at international
jerseys,
events.
Jackets.
Yeah, and I love that. It's camaraderie. It's just a lot of cool stuff going on there. I really think that's neat.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what I love about international foosball. Foosball is just a big family, and it's so great to be part of it. And wherever I travel all over the world to all those different tournaments, you always have some friends anywhere. You can sleep at some friends' places, hang out, have a great time, and that what makes foosball so cool.
Absolutely. And if I ever find myself in Germany, I'm probably gonna give you a call.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. I had a lot of people sleeping at my place. That makes it so good.
Absolutely. And that's something we've always said, and I start off every episode, what's up, Foos family? Because foosball is a family, and it has been since the very first tournament I ever went to in 2004. And every time I go, it's like visiting my family. It's a bunch of people that we all know. We like to make fun of each other and have a good time and tease each other on and off the foosball table. It's great. Oh my gosh. So, Thomas, thank you so much for coming on the show. I have absolutely loved having you on here. Your English is way better than I could have ever hoped for.
Thank you.
You're a super nice person. You're a world champion. So, what's going on in your world? Is there any shout-outs, anything at your next event? What's coming up in your world that you can let all of our viewers, kind of know some more about you or find you out on the internet?
Oh, wow. That is kind of surprising. I definitely hope that everybody will come back after the COVID to all the foosball tournaments, because it is a great sport, and it will definitely have lost some players who found back to family life or more important stuff. There is more important stuff for some people on that planet, but I'll hope to see the foosball family back when it's possible. I'm ready. I'm ready to play foosball. I'm actually desperate to play foosball. I really would love to have some foosball in my life, but at the moment it's sadly not possible. At least not in Europe. I heard that in the US it's something going on, but not too big either, and with several regulations. So, yeah.
Yeah, we do have the tour kickoff coming up.
Yeah, I heard it.
It's relatively soon. Like you said, a lot of regulations. I thought about going. It's only 3 hours from my house, but it's just not going to work out this time, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it's not the same if you don't if you're not able to hang out with the people, watch the matches, hang around the table,
Talk
like hang
trash.
out at night, yeah, all those
Go to
things.
Denny's.
It makes it so good, and
does.
if it's missing, it's quite not the same.
I 100% agree, man. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, man. I really, really appreciate it. I hope to have you back really soon. Maybe with some multi-table action here in the near future.
Yeah, whenever. Like we have the pro doubles, we have some multi-table maybe upcoming.
Maybe a little multi-table.
That will be super interesting to talk about the World Cup, because that was definitely one of my definitely the biggest success I had, and it was super surprising, and it as well for me it was super surprising, but that makes it so special and probably so interesting to talk about it. So I'll definitely be up for that.
Fantastic. I look forward to it, man, because I have yet to do. So you're my first non-US player to come on the show. Okay, so I kind of want you to be my first non-tornado match to be on the show.
Sure.
So we're going to be bringing you back for that, my friend.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're always watching Foosball. Until next time, everybody, happy foosing.